This is Lumi's, this is Lumi's statement, I think, right? No, I think this is, out of order. Hold on. I'll go in the order that Crystal gave me. How about that? Nope, okay. Okay, fine, we'll start with this. I'll just go in the order that Crystal gave them to me. That I can make a change. Sorry. Use the LIO soundboard. Yeah, why not?
I hunt pedophiles.
I could literally cancel you, Akumu. Oh yeah, true. Where's that? Oh no, it's not here. Never mind. Okay. Important update. Due to the fact that an individual who was being targeted not consenting to having the details publicized, I acknowledge that and genuinely apologize for it. They're probably talking about Jibs. I will not be publicizing that call at all, and the others will remain public for everyone to see. Hello all. This shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone, especially my continued breaks extending further and further, but I will be leaving the Senate. This is permanent. I'm cutting myself clean from all things Senate. In my time here, I have been painfully blunt about my moral values. From the fact I don't tolerate people making fun of people for shit they can't control, I mean, you were permissive of it anyway, to the fact that I believe in change, but if you go back on that change, I won't tolerate that. The call that took place on the 22nd of February was my wake-up call to the fact that LIO has not changed nearly as much as he claimed he had. I'll explain on this below. The call that took place on the 22nd of February was the Raven call. I don't know who that is. A call that about 100 of you have witnessed. In that call, LIO decided it would be an excellent idea to play psychologist and try to figure out Raven's cognitive level. It was inappropriate, and as someone who had undergone tests for just that, something that's normal for those diagnosed in Ireland, I was confused. I poked Aaron in DMs about what to do, and they encouraged me to hop on to stop it. I did, but rather than outright stop, I asked LIO how driving was relevant to the line of questioning. What? But rather than explain, he immediately shut me down. This is something LIO would do very commonly back in the good old days of Senate, and he did stop. For a few months. Yeah, I don't know who Raven is either, but I guess the Senate knows. Yeah, sorry, Jenny. Stop singing! Though there was still an attempt at breaking up my friendship with Aaron at one point. Sorry, Thomas, we're growing stronger than ever thanks to you now. Isolation tactic, which is one of LIO's tactics. The mod call linked in Aaron's doc, and right here, shows me snapping at him for cutting him off once again, only to back down when I realized that there is a risk of him blowing up at me given his state. I was still worried about him back then, and I hope he listens to what I have told him. Let's take a look at this real quick. Content warning. Oh boy. Alright, hold on.
So, Raven, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. I'm going to ask you some personal questions, okay?
All right.
All right. So you're on the spectrum, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. When you were given
This was all asked in front of 100+ people. Keep that in mind.
your diagnosis, what was exactly the diagnosis?
The diagnosis was...
Okay, and what does that mean?
Are we playing LIO Bingo? Let's play LIO Bingo, guys. You guys want to play LIO Bingo? Because already we already have one. Not a bingo, but... Yeah, hold on, give me a second. If you want to play LIO Bingo... Oh shit, it's actually probably buried in what's the word now. Hold on. If you want to play LIO Bingo, I will actually link a new version of it in the what's the word channel. We're gonna be combing through all this, so we might as well just make something fun out of it, right? Okay, give me a second, because I know North gave me a new version of it a while back, and I forgot to actually post it, because I'm stupid. If you would like to play LIO Convoy Bingo, you can do so now if you check the What's the Word channel in my Discord. Let me. Do we have to be in the server to play? No, I can give a link in the YouTube as well. Just give me a second. So I have to actually open up my, there you go. It's not needed, but there you go. That's what all the other streamers do. I wanted to be just like them. Oh shit, is that the editing? Is that the editing one? Ah, fuck. Damn it. Gee, Bill. 5 links? No, that's the editing one. Fuck. No, ignore that. Damn you, North! Hang on. Now I gotta get rid of them. Alright, here's the right one, guys. Here's the right one. Will we go into VC? Nah. I want to keep this as clean and concise as possible, because I don't want to go off into too much yapping. Okay, so obviously the yapping is the free space. If you've got, what was it again? If you've got asking way too personal questions, you can check that one. I don't have it, I don't think. Yeah, no, I don't have it. I don't think it's appropriate to make jokes about them being in a relationship now, though. Yeah, no, I'm not, I mean, I never was, but I'm not going to start. Alright, but yeah, if you have asks way too many, like, way too personal questions, you can put that down.
You're on the spectrum, right? Okay, and what does that mean?
It generally means that
That is loud.
Okay. Do you live with your parents, right? Okay, so both your parents, are they your guardians? Do they take care of all your business and whatnot, or do you? Okay, that's not what I asked. What I mean is, can you
I'm assuming the personal stuff is being redacted from the call.
say sign for car insurance, sign?
Enlaa, also, you can have autism and drive. It has nothing to do with what? Huh? I have autism and I drive? Is that what we're going at? I don't drive, but it's not that I couldn't. It's just that I've chosen not to. I had gotten my permit like 10 years ago, and I was driving decently well. But it was just too much for me. Like, just trying to understand the rules of the road was too overwhelming. So I made the choice to not pursue, like, getting a driver's license. But that was my choice, not because I couldn't.
Are you permitted to get a loan? Are you able to join the military if you wanted to, or would you need your parents' permission to do these things? Okay, if you were to sign for a loan, would your parents need to sign for it as well, or just you?
Like, clearly Leo is trying to like, not do what he did in the Rosa call. Like, I can see that he's clearly trying not to do that again. But this is still, like, ableist behavior. Because this is none of your business, Leo, and it has nothing to do with whatever Raven did.
Might be or would be, because there's a difference there. That tells me your parents probably do have some form of control over you because you are on the spectrum. Do you have a driver's license? Why do you not have a driver's license? Okay, my question is why though? Why did you not do that? Okay.
Excuse me.
I'm not going to go further on that. I'm asking for a reason, Lumi, before you interrupt.
I was going to ask what the relevance of being able to drive was.
I told you I'm asking that for a reason. Can you please let me work here?
Okay, if you have, there should be one that's like gets annoyed that he's being interrupted. Subject, no, that's not the subject of the call, gets interrupted. No, but there's one where he gets, annoyed that he's being interrupted. So if you have that on your bingo sheet.
Thank you. I'm asking you these questions because I'm trying to determine as best I can where you are mentally, because I know even with high functioning autism, sometimes their brain is closer to the cognition of a child. Their brain.
Okay. So if you have ableism, put that down because Leo clearly doesn't understand anything about how autism works. Not only do I have autism, but I worked in the special ed department of my state for 5 years. So it's like, does insult intelligence count? No, because, like, that would be him being like, are you stupid? Are you retarded? You know, shit like that. Or him trying to, like, use it as a gotcha, I guess.
Brain is closer to the cognition of a child. So
Yeah.
I need you to be honest with me. At any point, did any doctor tell you that you have cognition at a certain age or that your mind is at a certain age specifically.
Yeah, Leo's not a psychologist. And he has no experience with autism whatsoever to be, like, talking like he has any sort of authority on it.
Okay, I'm just jumping in right now. I've muted LIO, and I'm gonna talk, and then I'm gonna go. Cause I had a few more minutes. I was listening in. Questions are too personal.
Okay, I guess we could do Peaches is in the call. Peaches is in the call. If you have that on your bingo sheet.
Irrelevant.
Holy shit.
It doesn't matter. You don't need to answer anything. You don't need to, Raven, because at the end of the day, we're strangers on the internet. So I'm gonna lay some ground rules for this call. It doesn't matter. Raven's here talking. You're not yelling or shouting at anyone. You're here to listen to people. So, therefore, I say the best course of action is for a call is to just lay out what was wrong with the actions, and give an explanation on how best to avoid this kind of situation in the future.
And keep in mind, this was on the 22nd, so this was before the Akumu video came out, I'm pretty sure.
Does everyone agree with that?
I agree with this. Also, Aaron.
Leo Convoy, age 38, refused to come back. Oh, he left? What a baby! What a baby! He got muted, so he threw a rage fit and left. And left the newly 18-year-old mod to manage a call. Only Leo... Actually, I don't think... Because if his birthday is in April... Zach, not Kyle, right? If Zach, not Kyle... If his birthday is in April, then he'd actually be close to 19 at this point. So I don't think it's fair to still call him newly 18.
And LIO stepped down from the stage.
He left! What a bitch! What a bitch!
There we go. I'm your old man.
Alright, so I'm assuming this is the aftermath of that call. Oh yeah, after this there was a mod call. I don't know how I missed this, but after this there was a mod call started by Leo Convoy. Ooh, I can imagine he's pissed. He'll be 19 this year. Yeah, exactly.
There we go. I'm your old man. Lyle,
Here.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Right, I don't want to come in here, like, angry. I don't want to come in here yelling. But I personally think it was going a bit too far. Like,
You know, it's very obvious to me that my thought process is on.
Reminder, Lumi came into the previously shown call trying to make a point and Leo cut him off. Leo would do this with Lumi a lot. Rules for thee, but not for me. Hold on. Clearly Leo's cooking. Let him cook.
You know, it's very obvious to me that my thought processes aren't trusted here. I'm just going to say that outright.
Oh, Leo sulking! Leo sulking. I mean, I don't think we have that, but... I don't think we have that. It's obvious, guys, that I'm not wanted here. But yeah, no, we don't have that, sorry.
it's not about trust. It is
He's trying to guilt trip right now, for sure.
not
No,
about
stop,
trust at all.
Stop.
Are you
Can I-
cutting me off
No,
again?
go ahead. I'm not
Again?
trying to, Lumi. I'm trying to explain my thought process here.
Yeah, but like,
Okay.
hold on, Hidden. You don't let me finish what I'm saying, and then you're cutting me off again?
I just said that I don't think I'm trusted, and I was trying to expand, and you interjected. I was just trying to finish my thought.
Alright, in that case, I'll apologize. I'll back away, but... We do trust you. We do.
Do
If
you?
we didn't, we wouldn't
Do
be so
you?
open to tell you if you have a problem with something.
Yeah, remember in the Rosa call when Leo said, guys, if you have a problem with something, just tell me and I'll let you speak. Nah.
That you have had, or anybody else here is muted in the middle of a gallery call
But he is old. That must mean he knows a lot.
in front of 100 people.
Oh, Leo's mad that he got embarrassed in front of 100 people.
Would you prefer I kept my mouth shut and let that continue?
What I would prefer is to be treated with some civility, because frankly,
Oh, sorry, it's cropped really badly. I apologize. There we go. Context. Raven, on the spectrum and not understanding the weight of the actions, didn't call out predatory behavior in a server they didn't moderate, and red lines for predator callouts made by teenagers. Leo will frame this as malicious predation. Wait a minute! Wait a minute! Huh? Huh? This was on the 22nd? Raven? Didn't call out predatory behavior in a server they didn't moderate, and red lines for predator callouts made by teenagers. Leo will frame it as malicious predation negligence going forward. Isn't that similar to what Peaches did?
The person who put those people in danger was treated with more civility than I was in that call.
How so? Because I told you.
Oh my
like,
god.
too
I'll
far or
expand.
Something? Go on.
You did not come in and say I was going too far. You came in and asked for the relevancy, which I was trying to state. And then Aaron comes in, server mutes me, embarrasses me in front of 100-something people instead of just talking to me, because Aaron's been micromanaging me for the past 3 days now.
The micromanaging was stopping Leo being continuously ableist about Rosa Ray Ramsey? Up to the point of Peaches is one to talk. Up to the point of Leo snapping at me and K Cosmic having to shut him down from yelling.
Because they're scared. And apparently I'm a screw up. So that's what they do.
Managing. I wouldn't call it micromanaging personally, because I do not see the relevance of being.
I know, I'm breaking up.
No. Look. I wanna. Okay, relevance, right? How is being able to drive a car relevant to being cognizant?
Stop everything. I want to hear Ephraim's response to this. Do you have proof for any of this?
And being able to understand things. How is that a sign of it?
I literally call. I said that.
My
god, you live in Texas, Leo. Get better internet.
You are breaking up and I cannot understand you.
In that call, heard what I was trying to do. You're gonna have to tell me.
Yeah, I can hear you better now. I genuinely could not hear you, and I want.
Lumi starts trying to pacify Leo due to panic. This is common for people on the spectrum. I agree. I've been in calls where either Vlad or Kumo get heated, and my immediate response is just to be like, whoa, hey. You know.
I want to have this conversation.
Because we, especially people on the spectrum, we have, like, a big aversion to, like, aggression. Or aggressive tones, but yeah.
And make it as productive as possible, so I do need to understand you to be able to have that conversation.
I know. I'm not blaming you for my connection issues. That would be really stupid. I explained in plain English in that call why I was going that direction. I made it abundantly clear why I was. And instead of that being respected and understood, I had somebody come in the call, talk down to me, server mute me, and treat me like a child.
Oh no, Leo being treated the way he's treated other people? No way. It's almost like that sucks when people treat you like that, right, Leo? But he literally just described what he's done to other people. Okay, Crystal sent me all of Jibbs' public statements, so we'll go through those as well if we got the time. He literally just described all the things that he does to other people in Senate calls.
Why I was. And instead of that being respected and understood, I had somebody come in the call, talk down to me, server mute me, and treat me like a child again.
Oh, Kumo would have a field day with that.
I am sick and tired of being told how I'm trusted when I clearly am not.
Okay, but like, because you're trusted doesn't mean you're not going to be corrected if you do something that somebody else thinks is wrong.
There's a difference between correction and intentionally embarrassing somebody.
If you have interrupts somewhere, I know it's not necessarily interrupting the subject of the call. Oh, subject of call gets interrupted. Technically, it's just Leo interrupting somebody, typically. But yeah. based, Lumi?
In front of 100+ people.
That was not the intention, and we both know it.
I don't know, Lumi. We
I
don't
do.
both know it. No, we don't.
I do.
We don't know that.
No, yaha, nah, yaha.
And I could give you my thought process, but your mind's made up, so I'm not going to.
By the way, he's almost 40 and still acting petulant like this.
Okay, but just for a second, I just want to bring this up because I think it's important. The reason that these questions were stopped, because we all understand the intention. That's not the problem. The intention was you wanted to figure out how much their autism is affecting their ability to make decisions. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. Like the baseline
Don't call him a kitty cat, because that's an insult to cats everywhere.
of those questions are absolutely okay. The problem is, the further you went on, you started asking questions that have incredibly bad implications.
Use a different mic.
I'm fucking tired. We're using my phone speaker, whatever.
That works. Go for it.
Okay, so my point was being that when you ask these questions, the implication behind these questions gives people the wrong idea. Asking something like, "Do you have a driver's license?" and then getting the answer no, and then going, "But why?" gives people the implication that since you're asking whether or not they're able to or since you're asking to determine whether or not they can function properly, basically with that question, what you're saying is, oh, if you don't have a driver's license and you can't drive, you're unable to function.
So instead of DMing me and asking me to check my DMs, that happens. None of you would have done that for anybody else. Nobody would have hopped on that call and server muted me and embarrassed me for anybody else. None of you would have done that to Aaron. None of you would have done that to Lumi.
Oh, no. You do not get to say that about me because we both know Aaron would have server muted me. Aaron would be chewing me out right now if I had pulled anything like that. Aaron's a lot harder on me than you think.
Trouble in paradise.
I didn't say anybody without Aaron. My point was, it wouldn't have happened with the rest of you.
It would have.
No, I don't think it would.
Yes, if any of us had done the same, the treatment would be exactly the same. If I disagree with anyone on staff, I'm happy to DM them and tell them. But if it's happening in the moment, and when I poke it, and I'm like, hey, I don't know what the relevance of this is, hey, implying, hey, we should stop it here, and you continue, like, hey, no offense, I can't exactly blame Aaron if the conclusion they came to was, okay, he's not going to stop, I might have to server mute him.
Because I was explaining the reasoning for it. And instead of Aaron coming in and saying, check your messages or anything like that, that happens. And no, I'm not going to sit here and argue with you about the intention there because
a peek behind the curtain is eye-opening. I agree.
Aaron has absolutely intentionally embarrassed me before, and I know why. You may not believe it, but I do.
But Leo, she was groomed for 7 years. You have to be understanding. It's okay. It's not her fault. She was groomed for 7 years.
Guess I have more trust in Aaron than you then.
She can't possibly be malicious.
Thank you for the backhanded insult. I appreciate that.
Damn, thanks for cutting me off again.
I apologize.
Making a new habit of it? Because you've been doing that again recently. Think I haven't noticed? Think people haven't pointed out to me?
You think I'm doing it intentionally?
Not intentionally. Not intentionally. What do you mean? I'm not interrupting you intentionally. Well, I mean, with connection issues that can happen, but yeah.
To me.
If I may.
Don't refresh the page. The vid got privated. Oh, whoopsies.
I will say this, that Lumi did, I jumped in call with Lumi after that call happened, and Lumi was very open with me about things I did wrong in that call.
Well, we're almost done with it.
It's not just criticism of you, it's, Lumi is very upfront with anyone else, and just did the same for me literally 10, 15 minutes ago.
I ended the stage so we wouldn't drag it on either. Because I knew that if I ended the stage sooner, we'd be able to get into the call faster and we'd be able to talk about it.
Problem isn't criticism. The problem is how it was handled. Because if I had done that to Aaron, there would be a complete...
The only time I have melted down was due to yelling, as it is a trigger which Leo is acutely aware of and did to pacify me often.
Meltdown I'd be dealing with right now. We both know that. That's why I left the call altogether. Because if I'm not going to be respected, if I'm not going to genuinely be trusted, and let's be clear here, I wasn't.
Yeah, like, yeah.
Then
what
why am I
what
there?
that said.
And if Susie comes to me now and says that she doesn't want to do this incident anymore because of that call, I wouldn't even blame her. Aaron is stressed and gun shy because of the.
No, Leo only ever respected my pronouns around Lumi, but has blatantly misgendered me in video scripts and to my face. Oh, what? Is this Aaron saying this?
Clear here, I wasn't. Then why am I there? And if Susie comes to me now and says that she doesn't want to do this incident anymore
Or
because
Susie,
of
I
that
don't
call,
know.
I wouldn't even blame her. Aaron is stressed and gun shy because of the Rosa call circulating. So he has been overcorrecting and he has been needling.
In a later call, you'll hear how Leo will deny he ever said this since he was around for my SH and suicidal. Okay, so this is Aaron saying this. And suicidal ideation brought on by my own guilt for my part in the Rosa call since 2022. Well, didn't that happen at the beginning of 2023 though? The thing is, if Peaches really felt bad about it, she would have made a public apology about it by now. I don't know. I don't know. She would have apologized for it when people were starting to discover it and call it out.
And micromanaging everything I say and do publicly for the past few days now. It's why I was accused of defending the Rosa call when my text literally said the exact opposite and accused of ableism because.
Oh hey, it's you! It's you, Jenny! None of the criticism was brushed off. The entire way we do things here was restructured. There's no justifying the way Rosa was treated in that call, but the anger toward her is justified. If she's cognizant enough to get offended over a Star Wars take, then she's cognizant enough to have properly removed a predator. As far as why Rosa and not Rebecca, we tried to get her in call, multiple times. And when we finally did, she ran out like a wuss. So we took out all our anger on a person that was almost entirely irrelevant to the problem. But whatever.
Aaron is overcorrecting.
No, okay, hold on.
That call.
Okay, hold on. Yeah.
That call should not have been a kumbaya call. It should not have been a let's go ahead and hold your hand. Or even knew what they were doing. They were cognizant of it. The reason why I went so hard on the driving thing was to determine whether or not she was lying to me about her.
Leo will state in private and to my face that he would never question somebody else's mental health, yet when I'm not listening in, he admits to it openly that he thinks it's fake. So he was trying to determine if somebody was lying about being on the spectrum. Is that what he's trying to do here?
Ahead and hold your hand. Or even knew what they were doing. They were cognizant of it.
I figured she felt regret. I think there's a difference between guilt and remorse. I think she felt guilt, but if she truly felt remorse, she would have done everything she could to make it right. They thought Rosa faked a panic attack and faked tears, exactly.
The reason why I went so hard on the driving thing was to determine whether or not she was lying to me about her guardianship, because we've already dealt with people.
That's none of your business, though, Leo. If someone's lying, that's none of your business. That's not something you have to determine. Because it's none of your business. Bro's going to hell?
Before.
Maybe.
I already caught her in 2 lies previously. It wasn't to devalue whether or not people drive. I couldn't care less. It was to find out if she was lying.
But Leo, he doesn't understand that that's even worse. That's even worse. That he was trying to basically cross-examine their own statements about their own mental health.
About the reason.
How does driving fall into that? How? Explain it to me so it can make sense beyond, frankly, coming across as just coming out of nowhere. Explain it to me then.
Because there's a lot of people on the spectrum that I have dealt with who have tried to get driver's license and their parents put a stop to it because
Oh my god, Leo, it's almost like autism is a spectrum and not everybody with autism is the exact same as one another. It's almost like he knows nothing about autism.
they are on the spectrum. And because they have legal guardianship, they are capable of doing so. That's why.
But would that person even know that that's why it was put to a stop to? If they're a guardian? If there's
Yeah.
guardianship on them?
Yeah, they would. They would know. You kind of have to be pretty blunt about that. And if Raven can do commentaries, they can put 2 and 2 together to that point.
So he's trying to say, oh, well, you must be, you're able to do internet stuff, so you must not have guardianship. You might not even be on the spectrum. What are you talking about, Leo? Someone said to refresh it. No, it's still up. It's just unlisted. Someone said it was privated, but it wasn't. All right, but anyway,